Big news around the league. You can see it right here. The push from Marcin Gortat lands Zaza Pachulia on Kevin Durant's knee. He has a tibia bone bruise and a hyperextension or a sprained MCL, however you want to diagnose it. But they will reassess him in 4 weeks, but that's 4 weeks for the Golden State Warriors without the all-world player candidate for MVP. Knowing what you know now, is Golden State going to hold on to that #1 spot in the Western Conference? Donovan Bennett.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, if we forget, because KD has been so good, he should be in the MVP conversation. We forget they still have 3 All-Stars.
Yes.
Like, they're still squad up. They only play 10 teams with winning records as of today. 12 of their 22 are at home, and they're still 3.5 up, 4 up on the Spurs.
My argument, though, is Kevin Durant's really changed that team, and they've become very dependent on what he brings. Because honestly, he's the most dynamic player on that team. I know that Steph Curry was a one-time MVP. We like Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Swiss Army knife. But Kevin Durant, head and shoulders above everybody else on that team. And then you have Houston and San Antonio, who quietly have built up a nice resume.
He's not head and shoulders ahead of Steph Curry. He's not
I think he is.
head and shoulders
I
ahead of
think Steph Curry's shot selection has made him a worse player this year.
What?
Yes. Have you seen the shots he's been taking?
sorry.
Worse coming from what? From
Like pretty damn good.
Like this.
You can make the argument in the last couple games, Steph's looked maybe a little tired. Maybe the constant success and the winning has drained on him a little bit. But, you know, Golden State doesn't have the same depth that they had in the last couple of years. To the original question, I do think they will hang on to first because I don't think San Antonio is particularly interested in burning themselves out chasing first place right now. But I think you'll see the Warriors lose a few more games than maybe they originally would if they have Durant in the lineup. But don't tell me Curry's lost a step, guys.
You basing that on the one shot he tried to take to win the game against
No, actually, the
Washington.
shot
Come on,
he tried
man.
to
That
take
was a
to win
bad
the game
shot,
was a
but
good
still.
shot. A lot of the others
he
back
was rim.
The night before in Philadelphia, he was 0 for 11, and that's when I went.
And then he went 2 for, 10?
Yeah. I mean, look, he's had a heavy burden the last couple of years. They've played a lot of games.
He has had no burden this year, and he's still taking really bad shots. Listen, you're in love with
He's
him.
played every game.
But he still hit more threes than anybody in the league.
Yes,
he's on pace to go over 300, which he's the only guy who's ever done that.
But
and
my,
he's
my
averaging
argument is shot
420.
selection. I think okay, anyways, we're
did
talking about
400.
the small forward position. We're getting caught up in Steph Curry. Let's talk about the small forward position.
Yeah.
Devo, without Kevin Durant,
Yeah.
it was expected, well, before this, it was expected Jose Calderon, backup point guard, right?
Yeah.
Well, now it's Matt Barnes, the new Barnes on the team. But is he the starter, or do you move Andre Iguodala, who's been a guy who's very acclimated to this team, into the starting position?
You don't mess with that. You don't mess with the second unit. I think if you're bringing a guy like Barnes in, and he brings that defensive intensity, right? So he can lock down the opposing threes as well. I think you bring Barnes in, start him. Barnes is that love-hate guy. You hate him if you have to play against him, or he's not on your favorite team. But if he's on your team, you're like, I like this guy because he brings that energy.
Yeah,
Barnes to
I
start?
got to agree with Devo here. I mean, Iguodala's impact is as a bench player coming in. I don't know if they still have the death lineup right now,
Yeah.
but no, you want him
No,
coming in
Festus
off the
Ezeli's
bench.
not there.
Right.
He was a big part of that lineup.
And Bogut was too. But it's a fine situation. Barnes obviously is a big offensive drop-off from Durant, and Durant was having a great defensive year as well.
You're
But
forgetting about that.
Barnes is definitely going to give them a little bit of pop, some aggression.
G, where you at?
I love the Barnes signing. I think he's going to be so motivated to get his first ring.
Yeah.
Like, he's just going to be in the gym thinking, Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher. Just so pumped. However, I actually would start McCaw because he's going to be playing with a bunch of other good players. Less of a burden on him, and let Barnes
Can I get
fortify
back
that
to my
second
original point then?
What?
Kevin Durant out of the starting lineup. We're considering Matt Barnes or McCaw, and yet there's going to be no drop-off on this team. in the
there's
big
not
game.
going to be a drop-off.
They
though.
average their net margin of wins is 12. They beat teams by 12 every night on average. So, like, we're talking like baseball, like runs above replacement. What, they're going to win games by 7 now? They're still going to win.
They're going to win. Here's the thing.
All right,
though.
shut up, Devo. I don't
No,
want to hear anything.
no, you're talking about Steph Curry.
Everyone's agreeing. You
It's
guys are all
just
no,
Steph
stop,
Curry hasn't
stop.
even tried this
Stop.
season.
You guys are all
Let
agreeing.
him try.
No one wants to hear this crap. Moving on to the Eastern
Told
Conference.
Devo to shut up.
I know. Never coming back, ever.
Cavs, a couple weeks ago before the trade deadline, they looked beatable. They did look beatable. There was a shot for the Eastern Conference teams. Now, post-trade deadline, they made no moves, but magically, Deron Williams pops up. Bogut, potentially on the roster. Does anyone else have a chance now, or are they just completely
Nobody has
on
a
their own.
chance.
Yeah,
Nope.
they've got
Cavs
the
are
East.
winning this year. I can't bet against them right now. There was that. There
Winning
was
the
that.
East.
In the
They're
East.
winning
or
the
entire
East.
thing?
Or are you talking about the league?
I don't know yet. We got to see the.
I think you were talking about the league.
I am.
I thought you were talking about the
You
league.
said
too.
I
It
can't.
sounded like you were
Okay, I'm
saying,
going
"Wait,
back.
got this."
I'm going back. I do think the Cavs are winning this year. I think they're winning the entire
Wow.
league this year.
I called that, by the way.
Wow.
They look unbeatable right now. They go through that every year. Every year, whatever team LeBron's on at mid-season, there's this drop off, and he cares, but it seems like his team drops off. They are scary. They have so much talent. They've gone through their dip. They're trending back upwards. I think the Cavs are unbeatable right
Which
now.
signing do you like more, Donovan? Is it the Deron Williams or the Bogut?
Ooh, that's tough. I think Bogut.
Really? Because LeBron was like, I need an effing playmaker.
Yeah, I know, but LeBron has proven he's not the best GM. I think Bogut, if Bogut won, he knows where the bodies are buried as far as Golden State in that matchup.
He has some
And
inside information, I feel, too, about these
100%,
guys.
and even I think facilitating offensively, passing out of the whole high post. I like the Bogut signing.
Varejao had inside information on
Yeah.
Cleveland last year, and that didn't help.
Varejao just
Yeah,
he
he
was played.
He was telling them it in Brazilian. I don't
And
think anyone knew how to speak Portuguese.
Bogut's actual play is not going to have that much of an impact. They have Tristan Thompson in that slot, but Deron Williams, that was what you said it. That's what LeBron wanted. Give me a point guard. They gave him a point guard, and it's just they're so stacked. It's almost unfair.
Yeah,
Evo
well, that's,
Brown.
that's what we talked about.
Oh, I got something different for you.
Oh, no, okay.
Are you a fan of veterans accepting buyouts to join super teams? Or do you feel this is undermining the league?
I'm so torn on this.
Why?
Because
you're a Cavs fan?
No, well, yeah, but because this is like what just happened. Deron Williams is now a guy, like we said about Barnes, coming onto this team that has championship opportunity and is going to play his butt off, and he's so excited. But he's a quality dude. So if you're that veteran and you like that team, of course you're okay with this. But if you're Toronto and sitting here going, are you serious now? Like, this is who you got? But I guess if every team has the opportunity to
But
do
every
it,
team doesn't have the opportunity.
because not every team
Guys
is
are
going for a
markedly-
championship.
Like,
Yeah.
it's gotten to the point now where a guy like Brandon Jennings, who's done nothing in this league, can tell the New York Knicks, yes, buy me out so I can go join the Wizards, who fought their way into a contending position. Does this not bother you? Doesn't that hurt the game? Does this not undermine the trade deadline?
Well, P.J. Brown started this, right? Like,
Yes.
he was the first guy that really was a buyout that made a difference in the playoffs. And I don't really care because they have their own agency. They can do what they want. But I find it funny that people criticize Durant for chasing a championship when my guy is running the wind sprints and training camp. He's there at least the entire year.
Yes.
If you show up now and you get a ring, to me, that's chasing a championship.
So you're not a fan?
I wouldn't do it personally, but I don't care.
Did we
All right,
not have
well-
any PJ Brown video there?
And on
PJ
that
Brown.
knew
note,
that was
I was like,
coming.
Little
wait, I was
elbow
like,
jumper.
and on that note, we gotta go. Shouts out to PJ Brown, who started the trend that now has Deron Williams in Cleveland. This is gonna be an interesting push, but I'm with Dan. The Cavs have got it all. Still more to come here on Hangout.